Hello guys, this is Arvind here from Edureka and I welcome you all to this amazing session on Amazon Kinesis. So before we move any further, let us have a quick look at the agenda for today's session. So the first point that we're going to cover here is what exactly is Amazon Kinesis or AWS Kinesis. After that, we will talk about a few of its advantages and then we will discuss the few of the capabilities of AWS Kinesis. Moving on, we will have a look at the use cases wherein AWS Kinesis or Amazon Kinesis can be used. After that, we will have a comparison between Kinesis and SQS. After that, we will understand how exactly it works. So here I'm going to discuss the Amazon Kinesis data streams part. And finally, we will end this session with a short demo here. So I hope I'm clear with the agenda, guys. Just a reminder, in case you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do subscribe and also hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update from Edureka. And also, if you're someone who's looking for a course in AWS, then you can find the link for that course in the description box below. So without any further ado, let us begin with our first topic. What is AWS Kinesis? So Amazon Kinesis is one of the best managed services which particularly scales elastically, especially for real-time processing of the data at a massive point. These services can be used to collect large streams of data records which are especially consumed by the application process that runs on Amazon EC2 instances. This Amazon Kinesis is used to collect, streamline the process and analyze the data so that easily we can get the perfect insights as well as the quick response with respect to the information. It is also offering the key capabilities at a cost-effective price in order to process the streamlined data at a particular scale with the help of flexible tools according to the needs and requirements. Through the Amazon Kinesis, you can also get the real-time data like the video, audio, application logs, as well as the website click streams, machine learning, and other applications too. This new technique by the Amazon will help you to analyze and process the data instantly instead of waiting for long hours after collecting the data. So this was a quick overview of AWS Kinesis. So now let us move on to the next part here, which is the advantages. So basically the first and foremost advantage of Kinesis is that it is real time. Amazon Kinesis enables you to ingest, buffer and process streaming data in real time so that you can derive insights in seconds or minutes instead of hours or days. The next point here is that it is fully managed. Amazon Kinesis is fully managed and runs your streaming applications without requiring you to manage any complex infrastructure. And the third point here is the scalability. Amazon Kinesis can handle any amount of streaming data and process data from hundreds of thousands of sources with very low or minimal latency. So these were a few advantages of using Amazon Kinesis. And now let us talk about the next part here, which is the Amazon Kinesis capabilities. So the first service or the capability of Amazon Kinesis is the Kinesis video streams. The Amazon Kinesis video streams are used to secure all the stream data like videos, photos, and the connected devices to the AWS for machine learning, analytics, and other processing, which can give access to all the video fragments and encrypts the saved data without any problem. So you can refer to the diagram that is present on your screen right now. The next point here is Kinesis data streams. So this Amazon Kinesis data streams in the Amazon is specifically used to build the real-time custom model applications by preceding the data stream process by using the most popular frameworks. It can easily ingest all the stored data with all the data streaming prices by using the best tools like Apache Spark that can be successfully run on the EC2 instances. So the next point here is Kinesis Data Firehose. In order to capture, load, and transform the data streams into the respective data streams, this Kinesis data firehose is used to store in the AWS data store near all the analytics with all the existing intelligence tools. These tools can be used to prepare all the loads of the data continuously according to the destination with the durable for analytics, which gives an output like analyzing the streaming data. And the last point here is the Kinesis data analytics. The Kinesis data analytics in the Amazon Kinesis is one of the easiest ways in order to process all the real-time technique with SQL that has to learn all the programming languages with processing frameworks. This Kinesis data analytics is used to capture the streamed data that can run with all the standard queries against the data streams in order to precede the analytical tools for creating alerts by responding it in real time. So these were the capabilities of AWS Kinesis. So now let us discuss the use cases of Amazon Kinesis. So the first point here is the video analytical applications. This Amazon Kinesis in the application is also used to secure all the streaming video for the camera equipped devices which are placed in factories, public places, offices and the homes to AWS account. This video streaming process is also used to play the video, monitor the security, machine learning, and face detection along with other analytics. The second point here is batch to real-time analytics. Using Amazon Kinesis, you can also easily perform all the real-time analytical steps on the respective data to analyze the batch processing from the data warehouses through Hadoop frameworks. Data lakes, data sciences, and machine learning are one of the most common methods used in such cases. In order to load the data continuously, you make the use of Kinesis Firehouse to update all the machine learning models more frequently for the new and accurate data outputs. The third point here is building real-time applications. If you want to build the real-time applications, you can also use this Amazon Kinesis in order to monitor the fraud detection along with the live leader results. This process can be used to ingest all the streaming data easily to the Kinesis streams with the analytics and the data that is stored in the application itself with the end-to-end latency. All these processes can help to learn more about the clients, products, services, and the applications to react immediately. And the last point here is analyzing the IoT devices. This Amazon Kinesis is used to process the streaming data directly from the IoT devices like the embedded sensors, TV setup boxes, and consumer appliances. You can also use this data in order to send the real-time alerts to the actions programmatically when the sensors exceed the entire threshold operating. It is better to use the sample of IoT analytics codes while building an application. So these were the use cases of Amazon Kinesis. And now we will move to the next part here, which is the comparison between Kinesis and SQS. Amazon Kinesis is differentiated from Amazon's simple queue service, that is SQS, in that Kinesis is used to enable real-time processing of the streaming big data. SQS, on the other hand, is used as a message queue to store the messages transmitted between distributed application components. Kinesis provides routing of records using a given key, ordering of records, the ability for multiple clients to read messages from the same stream concurrently, replay of messages up to as long as 7 days in the past, and the ability for a client to consume records at a later time. Kinesis streams will not dynamically scale in the response to an increased demand. So you must provision enough streams ahead of time to meet the anticipated demand of both your data producers and the data consumers. SQS provides for messaging semantics so that your application can track the successful completion of work items in a queue, and you can schedule a delay in messages of up to 15 minutes. Unlike Kinesis streams, SQS will scale automatically to meet application demand. SQS has lower limits to the number of messages that can be read or written at one time compared to Kinesis, so applications using Kinesis can work with messages in larger batches than when using SQS. So this was a comparison between Amazon Kinesis and Amazon SQS. So the next part here is to understand how does it work. So here I'm going to discuss the Amazon Kinesis data stream, which is one of the capability of Amazon Kinesis. So you can use Amazon Kinesis data streams to collect and process large streams of data records in real time. You can create data processing applications known as Kinesis data streams applications. A typical Kinesis data stream application reads data from a data stream as data records. These applications can use the Kinesis client library and they can run on Amazon EC2 instances. You can send the processed records to dashboards, use them to generate alerts, dynamically change pricing and advertising strategies, or send data to a wide variety of AWS services. Kinesis Data Streams is a part of Kinesis data streaming platform, along with other components as we previously discussed, such as Kinesis Data Firehose, Kinesis Video Streams, and Kinesis Data Analytics. So before discussing the architecture, let us have a look at the few of the terminologies that are used very frequently with Kinesis data stream. First term here is what is a Kinesis data stream? A Kinesis data stream is a set of shards. Each shard has a sequence of data records, and each data record has a sequence number that is assigned by Kinesis data streams. So we will discuss shards and sequence in the later part of this session. The next term here is a data record. A data record is the unit of data stored in the Kinesis data stream. Data records are composed of a sequence number, a partition key, and a data blob, which is an immutable sequence of bytes. Kinesis data streams does not inspect, interpret, or change the data in the blob in any way. A data blob can be up to 1 MB in size. The next term here is the retention period. The retention period is the length of the time that the data records are accessible after they are added to the stream. A stream's retention period is set to a default of 24 hours after creation. You can increase the retention period up to 168 hours, that is 7 days, using the increase stream retention period operation, and decrease the retention period down to a minimum of 24 hours using the decrease stream retention period operation. So additional charges apply for streams with a retention period set to more than 24 hours. The next term here is the producer. So producers put the records into Amazon Kinesis data streams. So say for example, a web server which sends log data to a stream can be called a producer. And next term here is the consumer. Consumer gets the records from the Amazon Kinesis data streams and processes them. These consumers are known as Amazon Kinesis data streams application. The next term here is Amazon Kinesis data streams application. An Amazon Kinesis data streams application is a consumer of a stream that commonly runs on a fleet of EC2 instances. So there are two types of consumers here. So the first one is the shared fan-out consumer, and the second one is the enhanced fan-out consumers. The output of Kinesis data streams application can be an input to another stream, which enables you to create complex topologies that process the data in real time. An application can also send data to a variety of other AWS services. There can be multiple applications for one stream, and each application can consume data from the other stream independently and concurrently. So the next term here is a shard. A shard is a uniquely identified sequence of data records in a stream. A stream is composed of one or more shards, each of which provides a fixed unit of capacity. Each shard can support up to 5 transactions per second for reads and up to 1000 records per second for writes. The data capacity of your stream is a function of the number of shards that you specify for the stream. The total capacity of the stream is the sum of the capacities of its shards. If your data rate increases, you can increase or decrease the number of shards allocated to your stream. The next point here is the partition key. A partition key is used to group data by a shard within a stream. Kinesis data streams segregates the data records belonging to a stream into multiple shards. It uses a partition key that is associated with each data record to determine which shard a given data record belongs to. Partition keys are Unicode strings with a maximum length limit of 256 characters for each key. An MD5 hash function is used to map partition keys to 128-bit integer values and to map associated data records to shards using the hash key ranges of the shards. When an application puts data into a stream, it must specify a partition key. So the next term here is the sequence number. So each data record has a sequence number that is unique per partition key within its shard. Kinesis data streams assign the sequence number after you write to the stream with client.putRecords or client.putRecord. Sequence number for the same partition key generally increase over time. The longer the time period between the write requests, the larger the sequence numbers become. The next term here is the Kinesis client library. The Kinesis client library is compiled into your application to enable fault-tolerant consumption of data from the stream. The Kinesis client library ensures that for every shard there is a record processor running and processing that shard. The library also simplifies reading data from the stream. The Kinesis client library uses an Amazon DynamoDB table to store the control data. It creates one table per application that is processing the data. So these were some of the terms that you must be aware of before moving on to the architecture part. So the next part here is the architecture of how does Amazon Kinesis data streams work. So what happens here is, as you can see the diagram that is present on your screen right now, The producers continuously push data into the Kinesis data streams. So as you can see here, these are the producers which produce the data. So for example, EC2 instances, client, mobile client, or the traditional servers. So these devices produce the data here, and the consumers process the data in real time. So as you can see here, this data produced by the producers is processed using the Kinesis data stream here. So these are the number of shards that are required for this data here. And these are the consumers which consume the processed data. So say for example, here it is shown that EC2 instances are the consumers. So consumers can store their results using an AWS service such as Amazon S3, DynamoDB, Redshift, EMR, Kinesis Firehose, and so on. So this is the overall working of Amazon Kinesis data streams. So now let us just move on to the last part of this session here, which is the demo. So as far as demo part is concerned, I will show you how do you create a Kinesis data stream and how do you add data to that stream and how do you read that data. So let us just move on to the Amazon console here. So for that, you have to log into your Amazon console here. And once you log in, you will see this main page here, and here you have to click on services. So in the services part, in the analytics section, you have to click on Kinesis. Okay. So once you're done with that, you have to click on get started. So here you can find the documentation part of Amazon Kinesis, which you can read for your further understanding. So let me just click on get started here. So as discussed earlier, these are the four capabilities of Kinesis: data stream, delivery stream, which is the Firehose, analytics, and the video streams. Okay. So as of now, I'll click on this create data stream here. So let me just name it. You can name it whatever you want. So let me just name it my Edureka stream. So, and here you have to click on the number of shards. For timing, I'm just writing here 1. So this is the bare minimum value that you can enter here. And depending upon your account, so in my case, it is a free tier account. So for that, I can enter maximum of 200 shards. So the write capacity is 1 MB per second, that is 1000 records per second. And the read capacity is 2 MB per second. So click on Kinesis stream here. So creating a stream takes only a few seconds. So as you can see here, you get this message here, stream, my Edureka stream has been created and the status is active. So now what we will do, we'll go to the command prompt here and we will try and execute a few commands. So the first command here is the describe stream command. So the command for describing an already created stream is AWS Kinesis described-stream here. And then you provide the name of the stream using this parameter stream name, that is my Edureka stream. And then you just have to specify the region here. Okay, so the region here in my case is Asia Pacific South 1. Okay, once you do that, just hit enter here. Okay, so as you can see here, you get the description or the information of the stream that you just created. And for this, we have one shard ID here, as you can see here, this part. So we will see how to use this shard ID here. So this is the description of the stream that we just created. So the next command that we are going to see is, you have to put the data in this stream data, or you can see the record. So the command for that is AWS Kinesis put record, stream name, the name of the stream, the partition key. I've just specified it to 1, and the data. So data, you can enter whatever value that you want here. For time being, or for this example, I have entered here 1, and then you have to specify the region here. So just hit enter here. So for this record here, you have the shard ID and the sequence number. So similarly, let me just enter one more record here. So let me just enter the data 11, and the partition key should be different. So it's 2 here. Again, hit enter here. So one more record has been added. Just let's add one more record here. Data is 111 and partition key is 3. Okay, so just hit enter here, and you'll see this record has also been entered with a shard ID and sequence number. So the next command that we're going to see here is the command to get the shard iterator. Okay, so what a shard iterator will do, so let me just brief you regarding that. So a shard iterator will iterate through a set of records here. So if you just had to iterate through the number of records that you have in your data stream, so for that purpose we use shard iterator here. So the command for that is very simple, as you can see on the screen. AWS Kinesis get shard iterator. shard iterator type, which is trim horizon here in this case, and then you have to enter the shard ID here. So for these records, so say for example, for the first record here, the shard ID is this one. Okay, so let me just copy it and paste it here. So once you do that, you just have to hit enter here. And after this command gets executed, you will get a shard iterator. So this is the shard iterator that we have just got. Okay, so this lengthy thing here. So let me just copy it. So now once you have the shard iterator, what you have to do is you have to get the number of records here. So for that, the command is AWS Kinesis get records shard iterator, and then you have to copy this iterator here. Copy it. You can just paste it here, and you have to enter the limit here. So say for example, if you want only 2 records, so you can do that using this flag or parameter called limit here. So let me just enter the limit for 3 here since we have entered 3 records. So if you just hit enter here, so as you can see here, you have got 3 records here. Okay, so this is the data and this is the partition key. So data is in encoded form here, this MQ equal to, okay, and the partition key is 1. So similarly, we have another data and the partition key for that is 2. Okay, so this was 1, this was 11, and this was 111. So you can also decode this data if you want. And for the third record here, the partition key is 3 and this is the data here. So this is how you write data and you get records from the Kinesis data stream here. So I hope this demo here, it is good enough to get you started with Amazon Kinesis here. Similarly, you can get started with other Amazon Kinesis services here, such as the Firehose, Analytics, and the video streams. So this was the demo part here that I've just covered. So with this, we have come to the end of this session here on Amazon Kinesis. I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. If you have any queries related to this session, then you can write them in the comment box below, and my team is here to help you with all sorts of your queries. So thank you for being with us. Thank you so much.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!